An interpretation of the power of now. Introduction. Waking up from the noise. Have you ever had a moment like this? You get home exhausted, collapsing on the couch. Your mind keeps racing like a treadmill that won't stop. Yesterday's meeting didn't go well. Tomorrow's tasks are already piling up. Your phone buzzes with notifications, demanding your attention. You want to relax, but your heart feels tied down. It's hard to find calm. Modern life often leaves us lost in busyness. We chase the future, forgetting the path beneath our feet. Open social media, and what do you see? Friends posting about trips, food, or success. It's like a reminder, your life isn't good enough. Where does this unease, this emptiness, come from? We live in an age of information overload. Phone screens grab your focus every minute. Work emails pop up at all hours. Life's pace feels relentless, leaving no room to breathe. Do you ever think happiness is just one stop away? Once you get that promotion, things will be perfect. Once you buy a house, life will fall into place. Once your kids get into a good school, you'll be set. But when you reach that point, new worries creep in. Anxiety follows like a shadow you can't shake. Today, let's talk about a book that offers answers, The Power of Now. Its author, Eckhart Tolle, shares a simple yet profound truth. Real peace isn't founded in chasing future goals. It's not about escaping past regrets either. It's about living fully in this very moment. Sounds a bit mystical, doesn't it? Don't worry, we'll break it down in a practical way. Step by step, we'll explore Tolle's world. What is the now? What can it do for you? Tolle says our greatest pain comes from clinging to time. We always feel we're one step away from happiness. Maybe it's a better job, a new relationship, or more money. But even when you get those things, emptiness returns. Why? Because your mind never truly pauses. Tolle's own story began in a dark place. As a young man, he was crushed by depression and anxiety. He felt he couldn't go on. One day, a realization hit him. If he could let go of the past and future, his pain might fade. That awakening sparked the power of now. Today, we'll dive into 3 big questions. What is the now? Why are we trapped in time? How can we reclaim the power of the now? Whether you're a busy professional, a stressed-out parent, or a distracted student, this book offers a fresh perspective. It won't make you rich overnight. It won't solve every problem. But it will show you how to find an inner harbor amid life's chaos. Are you ready? Let's begin this journey into the now. Part 1. The essence of the now, reality beyond time. First, let's unpack what the now really means. Tolle says the now isn't just a point in time. It's the moment you truly exist. Sounds simple, but we rarely live it. Picture this. You're sipping coffee. Sunlight spills across the table. The air carries a faint coffee aroma. Are you really savoring this moment? Or is your mind stuck on emails or yesterday's argument? Tolle says the true now is when your body, breath, and senses are fully present. It's not when your thoughts pull you elsewhere. Let me share a story to illustrate. Meet Mike, a young sales manager. He's always spinning like a top. One night, he works late and comes home exhausted. His wife is asleep, but she left a bowl of hot soup on the table. Mike takes a sip, but he barely tastes it. His mind is racing about tomorrow's client meeting. The next day, tired and distracted, he fumbles the meeting. The client isn't happy, and Mike's anxiety spikes. See how Mike's life is tugged along by an invisible string. He's always rushing to the next thing. He never pauses to feel the ground beneath him. Here's another example. Sarah is a college junior facing exam pressure. She spends hours in the library, cramming formulas and vocabulary. The harder she tries, the more she feels time slipping away. At night, she can't sleep, worrying about failing. One day, she goes for a run on campus. The sun feels warm, and a breeze brushes her face. For a split second, she feels calm. But after the run, she panics, thinking she wasted study time. Sound familiar? We often feel the present isn't good enough. Happiness seems to wait somewhere in the future. Tolle compares time to a river. You can't grab it, you can only feel its flow in this moment. He uses a metaphor: life is like a movie. You're not the audience, you're the actor. If you obsess over the opening or ending, you miss your scene. The now is the scene you can play well. Why does the now matter so much? Tolle says it's where you find your true self. The past is gone, the future isn't here. The only reality is now. Science backs this up. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi studies flow. He found that when we focus on the present, like painting, running, or chatting with friends, we feel fulfilled. Neuroscience shows focusing on the now calms the amygdala, the brain's anxiety center. It also boosts the prefrontal cortex, making you clearer and calmer. The now isn't just philosophy, it can transform your mind and body. Tolle's idea of the now echoes ancient wisdom. Zen Buddhism teaches the now is all. Truth lies in the breath you're taking. Western mystics, like Meister Eckhart Tolle's namesake, agree. Eternity isn't outside time, it's in every moment's depth. These traditions show the now isn't new. It's a shared human discovery. But you might wonder, what if I'm stressed about bills or my kids' grades? How can I live in the now? Tolle says that's exactly the problem. Your mind creates an ego. The ego thrives on memories and expectations. It always makes you feel incomplete. Let's explore what this ego is. Tolle compares the ego to a chatty radio announcer in your head. It's always commenting on your life. You walk down the street and see someone in a fancy car. The ego says, "Look at them, why can't you do better?" You make a small mistake, and it chimes in, "You're useless." This ego isn't the real you. It's just a story you tell yourself. It feeds on the past and future, ignoring the now. Take Emily, a recent college grade. She lands a job but feels inferior to her coworkers. She thinks, if only I'd gone to a better school. Or, if I were more outgoing, my boss would like me. These thoughts made her anxious. She misses the small wins at work. Tolle would say Emily's pain doesn't come from her job. It comes from her ego, the voice that says she's not enough. Even if she succeeds, that voice will say, "It's not enough." The ego is never satisfied. Tolle says the ego loves labels. Who are you? Your job, your achievements, your background, your failures. But are those labels really you? If you lose your job, you're still you. If you lose money, you're still you. The real you is the one breathing, feeling, living right now. Tolle asks, without those stories, who are you? Try this quick exercise. Pause for a second and feel your breath. Inhale, how does the air move through your nose? Exhale, do your shoulders feel tight? In this moment, you don't need to be anyone or go anywhere. You're just alive. That's the power of the now. Tolle says finding this moment is true freedom. But here's the catch. If it's so simple, why is it so hard? Next, let's see what blocks us from the now. Part 2. Barriers to the now, the ego's traps. Now we know the now is powerful. Why can't we stay there? Tolle says the biggest obstacle is our mind. Not the mind that feels love or joy. The restless, judging mind that never shuts up. It creates an ego, a shadow that follows you, stirring trouble. Let's revisit Mike's story. Remember him sipping soup, lost in thought? That night, he sat in his living room, replaying the client's complaints. He thought, if I'd prepared better, I wouldn't have messed up. Then, tomorrow, I need to apologize, or I'll lose the deal. These thoughts chained him to the past and future. He didn't notice the moonlight on the floor. The quiet house felt like a sanctuary, but he missed it. That's the ego's trap. It convinces you happiness is elsewhere. Tolle says the ego has 3 allies: clinging to the past, chasing the future, and emotional tangles. Let's break them down. Clinging to the past. The past is like an old movie. The ego loves to replay it, adding new commentary. You argue with a friend and later think, I should have said this. Or, how could they treat me like that? Rehashing doesn't help, the past is gone. But the ego thrives on it. Tolle says the past has one use: to teach lessons. Most of the time, though, we're not learning. We're punishing ourselves. Think of Emily again. She believes her college wasn't good enough. She missed opportunities. At meetings, she stays quiet, hearing a voice, "You're not smart enough." Her past feels like a cage, blocking today's possibilities. Tolle asks, if you stop labeling the past, is it still a problem? Emily's college years are just a chapter. They're not good or bad on their own. Her ego turns them into a burden. Here's another case. Lisa is a single mom raising her 5-year-old son. Years ago, she went through a divorce. She feels like a failure. When her son asks about his dad, she gets upset. She thinks, if I hadn't married the wrong person, life would be better. These thoughts blinded her to her son's smile today. They sap her hopes for tomorrow. Tolle would say Lisa's pain isn't from the divorce. It's from clinging to the past. Chasing the future. If the past is an old movie, the future is the ego's sequel. The ego says, work harder, and life will be great. Mike believed landing a big client would bring promotions and happiness. Tolle says the future is an illusion. You can't live in the future, it's not here. When it arrives, it's just another now. Obsessing over it means abandoning the present. My friend Tom loves making plans. He says, once I save enough, I'll travel and live freely. But he works late, skips time with family, and checks his phone all weekend. His savings grew, but his joy shrinks. Tolle would say Tom's future is a finish line he'll never reach. He's betting happiness on a place that doesn't exist. Sarah, the student, has a similar issue. She thinks passing her exams will prove her worth. She skips hangouts with friends and stops exercising to study. She expects the future to reward her. But now, her health and mood suffer. Tolle says when you trade the present for the future, you lose more than you gain. Emotional tangles. The ego's third ally is emotion. Anger, fear, jealousy, they feel real. Tolle says they're byproducts of your thoughts. You're startled by a car horn and your heart races. Your mind snaps, what a rude driver. The anger isn't from the horn. It's from the story your ego spins. If you just hear the sound and let it pass, anger doesn't take root. Tolle introduces the idea of the pain body. It's like an emotional storage unit in your mind, full of old hurts. When you're upset, it opens, amplifying past pain. When Lisa argues with her son, she feels like a bad mom. It's not just about him, it's her pain body waking up. As a kid, her parents scolded her often. Those wounds now fuel her reactions. Emily feels ignored at work meetings and sinks into sadness. She blames her colleagues. Tolle would say it's her ego talking, you're not valued. If she pauses to feel her breath, her presence, she'd see emotions are like clouds. They pass if you let them. Tolle notes emotions can spiral. You have a small spat with a coworker. By evening, you're fuming, replaying it until you feel the world's against you. This emotional amplification is the ego's trick. Science confirms emotions trigger a fight or flight response, clouding reason. Tolle's solution is to break the cycle with awareness. Next time you're mad, don't react right away. Ask yourself, what am I thinking? How does my body feel? Is my chest tight? My face hot? Just observe. You'll notice the feelings start to fade. That's Tolle's point. Awareness cuts the ego's grip. Tolle reminds us the ego isn't evil. It's a habit that helps you navigate life. But when it runs the show, you're its prisoner. You don't fight it, you see through it. How do we live in the now? That's what we'll learn next. Part 3. The path to the now, from awareness to freedom. We know the now is real and the ego is a mirage. But knowing isn't doing. Tolle says living in the now takes practice. It's a path with 3 steps: awareness, acceptance, and action. Let's walk through them. Awareness, seeing your mind. Awareness is where the now begins. Tolle says your mind is like a bustling marketplace. Thoughts, emotions, and plans rush by. Awareness is standing on the sidelines, watching the chaos without getting swept up. Imagine Mike that night with his soup. If he practiced awareness, he might notice, I'm stressing about the meeting. My chest feels tight. This soup is warm and smells like scallions. Just noticing would ease his anxiety. He'd shifted from being a slave to thoughts to being their observer. How do you practice awareness? Tolle suggests focusing on your breath. Breath is an anchor, it's always in the now. Try it. Inhale, feel the air fill your lungs. Exhale, let your body soften. Count 5 breaths for a minute. The chatter in your head quiets down. Another technique is a body scan. Find a quiet spot and close your eyes. Feel your body from head to toe. Is your forehead tense? Are your shoulders heavy? Are your toes cold or warm? This pulls you from mental stories back to physical reality. My friend Anna used to get anxious a lot. She tried body scans, 5 minutes morning and night. At first, her mind wandered to work or kids. Over time, she could snap back to the now faster. Now, she even stays calm in traffic by breathing. Awareness also helps with big emotions. Say your boss criticizes you and you feel lousy. Pause and notice, I'm upset, my stomach's churning, I want to argue. Just observing shrinks the emotion's grip. Studies show awareness boosts the brain's self-regulation, pulling you out of emotional spirals. Acceptance, embracing the present you. Awareness lets you see. Acceptance lets you let go. Tolle says pain comes from resisting the now. You hate your job, thinking it's dead end. The more you fight it, the more life feels like a trap. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's saying, this is where I am right now. Take Emily. She feels inferior and unhappy at work. What if she accepts it? She might think, okay, my job's average, but I finished a report today and a coworker complimented me. Acceptance helps her see today's light instead of chasing shadows. Or Lisa, the single mom. After fighting with her son, she feels like a failure. With acceptance, she could say, I'm mad, but he's young, I can teach him slowly. This frees her from guilt and opens solutions. One day, she tried painting with her son. His laughter made her feel life wasn't so bad. Tolle uses a metaphor. Life is a river and you're swimming in it. Fighting the current exhausts you. Flowing with it lets you go further. Acceptance is swimming with the now, not against it. How do you practice acceptance? Next time you're annoyed, don't complain right away. Ask, can I accept this moment? Say you're stuck in line and the person ahead is slow. Tell yourself, all right, I'm waiting, the air's cool, people around are interesting. Your irritation starts to lift. Another tool is an emotion journal. Write down what bothers you each day. Ask, can I accept this? Tom found he was anxious about money. He wrote, I worry about savings, but I have a job, life's okay now. This shifted his focus to today's stability. Acceptance also calms relationships. Lisa noticed yelling at her son made things worse. She tried accepting, he's playful now, I'll join him for 10 minutes. He settled down, and she felt lighter. Tolle says acceptance isn't surrendering, it's making room for love and understanding. Action, changing from the now. Awareness and acceptance lead to action. Tolle says real change doesn't wait for tomorrow. It starts with what you do now. Want a new job? Don't just dream, update your resume today. Learn a skill this week. For Mike, awareness and acceptance might look like this. While eating soup, he thinks, I'm tired, but this soup is comforting, I'll enjoy it. Then he decides, tomorrow, I'll prep early for the meeting. Small actions like these reshaped his life. Consider Joe, a long-haul truck driver. His job felt boring. After reading Tolle, he decided to live in the now while driving. He noticed roadside scenery, felt the steering wheel, chatted with passengers. Soon, work felt less dull, and his mood improved. That's action in the now. Start where you stand. Tolle says action doesn't need to be grand. Doing small things with focus is powerful. Try washing dishes with full attention. Feel the water, see the plates get clean. It turns a chore into something meaningful. Sarah tried this. Exhausted from studying, she washed a mug, feeling the water's flow. Afterward, her mind felt clear, and she studied better. Tolle also suggests acting in the now for relationships. Lisa found scolding her son for messy toys didn't work. She paused and asked, "What can I do now?" She played with him for 10 minutes, then they tittied up together. It worked. Her son was happy, the room was neat. Tolle says relationships shift with your choices in the moment. Living in the now has challenges. You're busy. Where's the time for awareness? Tolle says busyness is an excuse. Listen to birds during your commute. Feel your breath in a meeting. What about criticism? Emily felt worthless when her boss pointed out a mistake. Tolle would say, "Notice the feeling. I'm sad, my heart's racing. Accept it. I was criticized, I can improve. Act. I'll revise the report today." These steps pull her out of the emotional rut. Tolle recommends mindfulness meditation. Spend 10 minutes daily in a quiet spot. Close your eyes, focus on your breath. If your mind wanders, gently return. Try a 5 senses exercise. Hear 5 sounds, touch for textures, see 3 colors, smell to sense, taste 1 flavor. It grounds you fast. How do you weave this into life? Tolle suggests small daily pauses. Morning, take 2 minutes to breathe. Mealtime, turn off your phone, savor the food. Bedtime, recall 1 thing you're grateful for. These habits bring your heart back to the now. Conclusion: the power of now, everywhere. We've come a long way. From the now's essence to the ego's traps. From practical steps to living fully present. Pause and ask, where am I right now? Your body's in a chair, maybe holding a phone. You might hear wind or birds. Can you feel it? This is the now. Simple, real. Tolle says life is a dream, and most of us are lost in it. Living in the now is waking up. You don't need to become someone else. You don't need to go far. Just stop, feel this second. That's enough. Think of Mike, Emily, Lisa, Joe. Their stories show the now isn't magic. It's a choice. Choose to release the past's baggage. Choose to stop chasing future mirages. Choose to be whole in this moment. The power of the now hides in life's corners. Take your kid to the park. Put down the phone, watch them chase butterflies, hear their laugh. Eat with a friend. No photos, just taste the food, share stories. These moments are where happiness lives. Tolle says when you live in the now, the world feels more beautiful. I have a friend who loves to travel. She used to obsess over photos and check-ins. After Tolle, she tried feeling the moment. At the beach, she skipped the camera. She listened to waves, felt sand slip through her fingers. She said time seemed to stop, and her heart felt full. That's the now's magic. It makes ordinary moments eternal. This path isn't always smooth. You'll get distracted, anxious, forget to practice. That's okay. Tolle says every time you notice you've drifted, it's a chance to return. Like clouds hiding the sun when they part, the light's still there. Start small today. When you drink water, feel its temperature. When you talk to family, put the phone down, look in their eyes. When you're stressed, take 3 deep breaths. Ask, can I accept this moment? These tiny steps are seeds. they'll grow in your life. Tolle's teachings are a key. It may not open every door, but it unlocks the most important one, to your inner peace. Step through, and you'll find calm, joy, freedom waiting. Let me leave you with this: the now is your only moment. Don't let it slip away. Whether you're a busy worker, a worried parent, or a searching student, the now can ground you. Let's live more fully, more truly, starting now. Thank you for joining me on this journey. May every day shine with the power of the now.